everybody, my name is Nguyễn Bảo Hân and I'm from International University. Today, I'm very happy to present the case study, the mobile payment marketplace. Before starting, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever used your smartphone to make a payment? I'm sure that most of you already use this special method to buy something for yourself, your families, or your friends. But I know that there are a lot of things you may not know about this market. So, the case study I present today will help you to have the overall picture of this market as well as understand the benefits the mobile payment brings about in our life. Because my presentation just lasts about 50 minutes, so if you have any question about my presentation, please don't hesitate to ask me after watching this video. Okay, to help you to keep track of my presentation, I divided my talk into three parts. The first one is the summary of the case study. The second one is my answer for 4 questions of the case study. And the last one is my conclusion for the case study. Okay, now let's move to the first part of my presentation. Initially, as you know, I want to have a summary for the case study for you to understand easily the content of the case study. As you know, the creative plans and ideas is making the mobile payment markets become very similar to the Gold Rodeo, a fierce war among strong players who really want to compete with each other to get acceptance from the public as well as get the huge profits. In the mobile payment market, the technology startup companies just have the very small market share and they focus on peer-to-peer mobile payment. For example, Venmo was founded in 2010 and but 3 years later, they was purchased by PayPal, and for recent years, it's become very popular because of its social aspect, which lets the user can share the money in purchasing something through the Venmo account. In general, there are 3 major players in the mobile payment market. The first one is the technology companies such as Google, Samsung, Apple, Square, or PayPal. The second one is the national merchants. And the last one is the national banks such as JP Morgan Chase or Citi, some credit companies like Visa or MasterCard. Firstly, we can have some discussion about technology companies. Technology companies seem to have some competitive advantage of providing various types of mobile wallet. Android Pay, Samsung Pay, and PayPal Pay have some similarities that they use NFC system and allow the users to use their credit or debit information to set up the account. Therefore, the customer just have to pay 3% fees for each transaction to the credit companies. More basically, Apple Pay comes with iPhone 6 and later, and it's really make impression on the public with 3 points. The first one is its trustworthy security system. The second one is its payment option on the Apple Watch, and the last one is its relationship with many national merchants and banks in the United States. Okay, because Apple Pay doesn't store any user's funds, so it is free from the federal banking regulation. Besides, Google also offers Android Pay and let the users transfer their money to the Android Pay accounts, so that Google must follow the federal banking regulation. However, Google is likely to reward their customer and willing to display ads in the future. Another type of mobile wallet is Samsung Pay. Samsung Pay, apart from NFC system, Samsung Pay also offers the magnetic secure transmission, which makes Samsung Pay be usable to all point-of-sale terminals. without NFC or specific app installed. Samsung Pay also usually offers the rewards for their loyal customers, and this is free from the federal banking regulation. In 2009, Square came to the mobile payment earlier than PayPal with the Square Reader and Square Register, and quickly has become very popular in the small service business. However, PayPal is the most progressive company offering mobile payment area or online payment, especially mobile payment area. Basically, PayPal offers the mobile payment in three ways. The first one is selling the device to have the smartphone and the tablets of the merchants to swipe the credit or debit cards of the customer. The second one is allowing the user to pay money by the PayPal by using their mobile device browsers. And the third one is that is operating is asked for Android or iOS device. Moreover, PayPal also provides various types of mobile payment, for example, like PayPal here or PayPal.me. Secondly, nowadays there are more and more national merchants joining mobile payment market because they don't want to lose additional 3% fees for each transaction, as well as depends on the technology to reward their loyal customers. As a result, in 2012, the Merchant Customer Exchange or MCX was founded by the joint venture of 15 largest merchants in the United States. And the first effect of this joint venture is currency in 2014, which was designed to avoid completely the interference of the credit companies. But unfortunately, in 2016, both currency and MCS ended, and the Walmart Pay apps was founded using the QR technology. Okay, thirdly, because of the successful credit system, large national banks are the players who have the slowest movings into the mobile payment market. But with the rapid growth of the technology companies and the national merchants in the mobile payment market, if they want to survive, they have to adjust and do more things. For example, JP Morgan Chase with the Chase mobile apps or CD with CD mobile, etc. In reality, although the potential development of the mobile payment market is surely tremendous, the process of a full transition from traditional payment methods to mobile payment methods take a very long period of time because of the lack of the familiarity or the availability of the merchants accepting mobile payment or some problems related to security or privacy. Okay, now we move to the second part of my presentation. I will answer for question of the case study. The first question is, who are the three major players in the mobile payment market? As I mentioned above, there are three major players in the mobile payment market. The first one is the technology companies, such as Google, Samsung, Apple, Square, and PayPal. The second players is the national merchants, and the last one is the central money banks such as JP Morgan Chase or CD or some credit companies like Visa or Mastercard. The second question is why is Venmo considered social mobile payment system? Actually, Venmo is considered social mobile payment system because of its social aspect. The Venmo allows its user to share money in buying things or transfer money to others. The way to do this is very simple. The sender just enter their personal email, and if the recipient accept the offer, the money will be transferred to his or her Venmo account. And the third question is, how does Apple Pay differ from Android Pay and Samsung Pay? Apple Pay differs from Android Pay and Samsung Pay with 3 points. The first one, that Apple Pay has developed the techniques in protecting users' information. For example, like iPhone Touch ID button, which requires the customer fingering authentication to complete the transaction, or the hardware-defined secure area, which help the customer to avoid the contact from the hackers. And moreover, Apple not only offers the customer to pay money by their smartphone, but also by Apple Watch. And finally, Apple has the very close relationship with many large national merchants and banks in the United States, which make the Apple Pay becomes very convenient and familiar to many customers. And the fourth question is, how does PayPal enables mobile payment? Actually, PayPal enable mobile payment in 3 ways. The first one, that PayPal will sell small merchants the device that plug into their iPhone and iPad to make them can swipe the customer credit or debit cards. The second way is that the PayPal allow the user to use it to pay money at a website by their mobile device browser on a tablet on the smartphone. And the last way is that PayPal operates its app for the Android or iOS device, which means that the customer must have the PayPal account so that they can make a payment with the merchants who also have the PayPal merchant app. This app will charge the customer accounts as a digital cash register. With the development of the technology currently, the mobile payment will become the global trend in the future. But in Vietnam, the mobile payment is not really familiar to Vietnamese people because partly there are few trustworthy business offering the mobile payment, few merchants accepting mobile payment. But fortunately, last year, the Samsung Pay was introduced in Vietnam, and to use these new methods, people just need to install Samsung apps in their smartphone, and this app will make your smartphone or your tablet become the real credit cards. And when you make a payment, you just swipe your mobile on the POS terminals of the merchants, and the transaction will be completed safely and quickly. We can say that the Samsung Pay is really a perfect solution for the current condition of Vietnamese market. And this is the end of my presentation. If you don't understand any parts of my presentation, please write down your comments below my video, and I will try my best to explain it to you as soon as possible. And thank you for watching.